What's up, everybody? For Jimmy, in case he pops in here right quick, I don't know what color that's called. I got the can around here. But figured I'd do a little update. I am covered in sweat. It's so hot. It is so hot, guys. But I figured I'd do the afternoon update here. Wait for a couple people to get in here and then get it going as usual, verbatim or whatever they call it. But while we're waiting on people to get in here, I think I'll go on and plug this fucking phone up because it is dying as usual. What's up? Badass bow tie and Doug. Waiting on Fast Jimmy to pop in here because I know he had just hit me up there. Hey, there's Jimmy right there. The car is gassing out right now, Jimmy, in my model room. But let's see. I'll show you what color I used. Is this the same? Yeah. I had this laying around and I initially put it on there. This is the color. If it'll focus. Where's the camera? There's the camera. But I initially put that down for pinstriping. But it came out so good, I'm probably just gonna keep it like that. It's a very nice metallic-y red. Oh, and I tried metallizers. Man, I should have grabbed all this stuff before I sat down. But you guys know me, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be a big doofus and try to figure all this shit out on the fly. But okay. Alright, here's the Chevrolet grill with the, look at that black. I just got black all over my fingernail because I wasn't wearing a glove. There's the grill from the Chevrolet. And when it gets done and gets mounted in there, it'll look just like the grill. Also, just doing some experimenting here. This is metallizer. Rub and buff, so when you buff it, it gets shinier. This is just a small experiment, is all it is. If it doesn't work right or look good on the car, I'm going to strip it and spray it the same color as the car. The USA 1 bumper is painted. It's also being gassed out as we speak. And I've been doing some buffing on the clear coat to the Classic Plastic 101 build. Because the clear held. So it's almost a finished car. I can see the difference where the white has darkened on it already. But it's a finished car pretty much. Just gotta finish the buffing out and get it final assembled. And that'll be that. So what you think of the color there, Jimmy, on the Nova? The metallized bumpers don't look that good on camera. They look better in person. They look almost like a fiberglass bumper that's been mounted on the car, which makes it even better, because that's what they do a lot of times. So, figured I'd get this update up before the nuclear war. Yeah, it'll gas out if I stop feeding it beans, that's for sure. That's for sure. Always for sure. But it's gotta gas out. It's gotta gas out. I've been hearing a lot of pardon me. What? Talking dogs? I don't even got a dog. Anybody ever seen that? That's pretty funny. But yeah, this is what I use to polish with. That and 1000 grit sandpaper. It seems to work out good. I hear you. This stuff really pours the shine on, amazingly. But yeah, it's a bit tricky. I misplaced one of the little pieces that I am using, but basically I cut these little fan pieces out of a metal model kit of a windmill. Turtle wax is all right. Turtle wax will get the some of the scratches out and stuff, but if you really want to like bring the shine out to like this crazy shine, try this stuff after the turtle wax. Like this would be the last step that you do, and this stuff works, man. I mean, it works. It's shiny, shiny, shiny. If you've seen any of my cars that have a real deep shine, it's always been that there that does it. I use turtle wax and I use a couple of different rubbing compounds, but in the end that's the last thing that hits it, and it just, and sometimes if it's not real orange peely, I'll just use that and it just polishes right up, no sweat. But oh man, it's hot. But if you want, Jimmy, I can go grab the car and kind of show you through here right now. It's gassing out, but I can deal with it. I can do a little smell-o-vision for a minute. Let's see. Hold on, let me go get it. I know I'm losing viewers, but I don't give a take. Look out, Jack. Ooh. Okay, what was said there? Okay, there you go, Jimmy. This is before the clear coat. It's just straight up paint. And there are some small imperfections here and there, but the clear coat will take care of that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this for let's see. Yeah, you can see right there how shiny it is. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this for a pinstripe or just a color, but that's straight out of the can. Straight out of the can. You know. The metallic testers, this stuff here, it sprays like a dream. That's some good stuff. The custom stuff, let me put this back in here. It sprays like a dream. That you're seeing that straight out the can right there. And it sprays really good. All their metallics with that custom little label on it, every one of those spray like a dream. And some of the Model Masters don't. Like the Model Master lacquer, the black lacquer, I did some testing. I got out 4 different pieces of styrene from 4 different model kits, washed them, got them ready, sprayed them with that black lacquer, and every fucking one of them bubbled up. Every one of them. So I'm not using the black lacquer no more. Did I use primer on the car? No, I didn't. I used that as the primer, you know what I mean? I sanded it, wet sanded the body, and then sprayed that, using that as the primer for the pinstriping. Because I didn't want to get too thick, because I'm using spray cans. And if you go 2 and 3 coats, you know, and it's a gray. If it was a red or a blue or some kind of weird color, I'd have primed it. But yeah, nice wet sand on the body. And I may use that as pinstriping. I may not. Just depends. You know. But that paint's okay. Yeah, I'm not going to use that Model Master lacquer black anymore. Not going to use it. I tried the enamel, and the enamel worked the other night. That's what I sprayed those metal the grills with. That was the one coat lacquer. Yeah. Now I do slightly sand that if it needs to be. The hell was that? Oh, it's a cat. I do lightly sand it if it needs to be. And once you put the clear on that and start buffing, it'll shine. Get really, really shiny. You know, like I say, I'm really excited about this. Actually taking the clear. It took the clear. I did a little bit of wet sanding with 1000 grit sandpaper this morning and this polish here to kind of get at it. There's I can see a little bit of the decal on the roof. Man, look at that. Now it's full of black paint because of the spray can. And I can see a little bit of the decal here, which I'm going to address. So I got to polish the top of the car and then it's done. You know, the one coat lacquers are cool. If you're not very good at painting and you struggle with painting, they lay down so easy and so nice. You know, what I do is I dust it off or dust around it a few times, and when it starts to get thick, then I start laying it on a little thicker till it's a nice shine all the way around it. But it holds together so well, and it gets on the car so smooth and so well that if you struggle with painting, you know, I know for a long time everything I sprayed was the one coat lacquer metallic because I didn't wet sand, you know, and I didn't clear coat, and that was the best shine I could get. Then I branched off into clear coating it and shining it, and then eventually I started doing non-metallic paint, which is the hardest to get perfect, you know, which now I enjoy doing the non-metallic paint. It used to scare me. Thank you. The hood came out great. I have enough decals left. Bobby Allison also had a Monte Carlo that he ran like that. I have enough decals left that I'm going to do a Monte Carlo version of that, the short track version. I got a friend request from Hillary Clinton. Yeah, good one. But yeah, so it'll be 2 cars. And I have 1, 2, 3 more NASCARs, 4 more NASCARs. I've got a Mellow Yellow, no, a Mountain Dew, Richard Petty, a Tim Richmond, and a number 17 Tide Darrell Waltrip that are all going to be with that particular car. They're all going to kind of live together in this little idea that I have. But yeah, I did pick up some wire and stuff. This is what I use to make my fuel lines. I put the valve covers on the engine, the 572, and I looked at the 572 of the USA 1, and these were the valve covers he had. That's what they had. I'm going to redo this thing on the top. I de-chromed it, but I'm going to put some metallizer on it and some other things. Hey man, what's going on? And some blower straps. I can't find my damn seat belts. Styrene Junkie 73 sent me some seat belts a couple years ago, maybe a year ago, something like that, right about the time I moved into this house. And yeah, I can't wait to see your video, Jimmy. And the seat belt straps I don't really use that much, but they're perfect blower straps, and I have them somewhere in my room, so I'm going to put blower straps on this because the original one did. But this is the 572 big block. I'm going to redo this. I do not like that at all, but I'm going to redo it with watch parts and fuel lines. And so picture this 572 with fuel lines, blower straps, distributor, all those things. It didn't. USA 1 did not have a radiator. It did not have anything behind the grill. The grill was open and it was black, and you could see straight through the grill to the pulleys and everything. It had an electric or hydraulic pump for the steering and all that. I'm modifying it quite a bit, but I'm not modifying it crazy. I'm not doing a bunch of custom work. I'm just kind of fixing what was wrong with the kit. I know there's one guy on YouTube that built it, and he's calling it the Mellow Melon, or the something melon, and he painted it like a red with green wheels. And he was saying about how the truck was wrong because it had the stock interior, and it had stock door panels, and it had it had all that. The real USA 1 still has all that. The only thing that's wrong inside the interior is the roll cage isn't in there, and it was not a standard, it was an automatic, and it had like a bump shifter. And I want to fix that. I want to get a bump shifter. I got a bump shifter in this car this guy from Chicago just sent me, and I've already broke the car to pieces anyway and used what parts I want. So I'm probably going to use that bump shifter in the USA 1 and just throw the rest of the car away. I'm just kidding. But I got to look up Novas and see what those year Novas look like on the trim on the outside and get those right. So it shouldn't be long. The first final coming up is going to be for the Bobby Allison Miller Time car. Yeah, you can make me one, man. You can. That'd be cool if you could. It's I need a bump shifter. I have two of your bump shifters. I have one in the Dart and one in the Nova, but I'm not going to rob either of them. But that was in the interior, was a bump shifter with a little stand, Working on the roll cage, I was originally going to do the roll cage white, but looking inside the USA 1, all the roll cage is black. So it's going to have a black roll cage. The truck had the original skin on it too. It was actually a truck, and that was one thing the guy did that built the USA 1 a while back, that called it the Mellow Melon or the something melon. He was like, this is just a regular truck with a leaf springs on it, monster truck parts. That's what it was. That's what the original USA 1 was. That's it. That truck still has its original factory frame underneath it. They just beefed the original factory frame up, USA 1 did not have rear steer. There's some videos on that truck, the guy, modern day videos of him doing car crushes. And, he don't run it like he did back in 88, 89 when he won the championship. Because, man, them things will hurt you. But you can see how cumbersome that big old truck was and how rough riding it was. It was fast for the time. In 90, he backed out after winning that championship, and he pretty much put that truck in storage for the next 20 years or so, because he didn't like the road course style racing. He liked the drag racing, and they were moving away from that, and he didn't want to do it. He has since sold that. The roll bar went through the firewall. No, it didn't. It didn't. The roll bar did not go through the firewall. There's images of it. Do you have a? I got an A, a B, even a C. But there's images of it running without the front cap on it, and he had no protection in the front. There was nothing. It was just there was nothing there, which is strange. I mean, you wouldn't do that today, but back then, try to see here. Well, basically, it was a street truck, because there was Bigfoot, then there was USA 1. They started out together back in the day in the late 70s, and then there was like Barefoot. I will call you here in just a minute, Jimmy. And it was a street truck, basically. And they put a roll cage in it, and they put a roll cage in just in the cab. Now, the later versions of the truck, there was one more later version, which you don't see very often, which is all fiberglass and it has that longer nose on the front. That truck was not around long. Facebook has a group of USA. Well, send me a link to that, man. I'd love to check it out. There's a few USA One trucks, but the truck I'm talking about is there's the old Chevy style one from the 70s, and then there's the early 70s. Then there's the late 80s version, and the late 80s version, the very first one, the 88 version. Which started out with the 4 headlights in the front, and later on in that year he started putting the 2 headlights in the front, the 2 long ones with the plastic. That's the one I'm talking about. Now there was more than one USA One at the end. There was 2 or 3 trucks, and those trucks were more progressively race trucks with different roll cages and such. But I'm just talking about the one that's in the Monster Truck Museum. That's the one that I'm talking about. So it didn't have that type of roll cage. It just had one inside the truck there, you know, because they didn't really figure on rolling them. Really, they were big, slow, cumbersome creatures. If you watch them at the beginning of '88 racing, just watch the first race of '88, and then watch the last race of '88 at TNT Monster Trucks or Monster Motorsports. TNT Motorsports is what it was, and not USA One. What do you mean? But the speeds of those trucks went from almost a crawl to flying across the cars. You know, USA One was probably the most wrecked truck in the early career of monster trucks. And as a matter of fact, I believe it is. He wrecked a lot. Him and Dennis Anderson from Gravedigger either broke or wrecked. Let's see that. Shit, I'm trying to get this to pop up. Big block. Is there NOS on the 572 big block? No. I don't know if the truck had nitrous or not. I just know it was a 572 blown big block with these 3 big square carburetors. Which might have been fuel injection for all I know. No, it was carburetors, because I remember them saying that they patched up the carburetors to run after a rollover, so it was carburetors. But basically a 572, we were discussing this last night, a 572 is nothing but a 454. The heads don't, the actual outer part of the heads don't get bigger or smaller. It's all on the inside. It's all on the inner workings of it. Some of the modern day 572s have a more modern day looking valve cover, but we're talking about 1988, and this guy was very old school. And you know, so that's what it looked like. Pretty much, you know, it's not exact, but it'll get the job done. It's better than the 305 that came in the truck. At least it's the right size block that's in the truck there. You know, wrong transmission, but it's the one for the truck, so everything will line up properly, and that'll be fine. I think I'm the first guy to build the USA One in our group that I know that actually put the big block in it. That took the time to cut the fender wells out and cut the grill out and all that stuff and make it more accurate. Now, it's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to be beautiful. But it'll get the job done. You know, you seen it. What'd you see? What'd you see? What'd you see? Yeah, I can show it to you. Now, the grill's so thin it broke in places, but I have the pieces. But here's the grill, and y'all got to forgive my finger because I sprayed some paint. But there's the grill. And, you know, it's got that one little line in the center, but I think that'll be okay. Once I get the bottom part of the grill in and get it lined up, I'll put that piece back in. I'm going to put some aluminum back here, and then I'm going to put the decals inside of there. So I'm kind of getting away from that molded in look of the grill, and it's took a lot of work to get here. Let's see. Let me read y'all's comments right quick. Yep, bored and stroked. That's it. The grill idea did work. He did badass. I don't know what that one means. What trans do you need? Oh no, I'm good. I'm good on the trans. See, because the transmission, this is the transmission from the kit. When I put it down in there, it lines up with all the other running gear really well. So I'm just going to leave this in there. You know, that way it'll line up. It'll sit properly like I need it to. And nobody's really going to see the transmission that much anyway. So that's what it's going to be. You know. Oh, well, we know you're here. Life after work. But anyway, can y'all already know what engine I took that out of? Yeah, sometimes it does that. Sometimes it I've done that before. You know, you can't see it till you post it or whatever. Sometimes you got to back out of it. A lot of times, like when you type it in and your screen goes up, if you tap it off and tap kind of back out of it and then go back to type, you'll see your type at the bottom there. It'll show you that that it's there. That's pretty cool. In a few minutes, I'll go get the USA 1 from the back. And kind of show y'all it's been painted. I haven't posted anything to Facebook yet because I want to get a good enough update for you guys. Let's see, do I have anything that I can show you indirectly? Let's see. Now this did come out well. This is the front bumper to the USA 1. It came out fine, and it's going to look very nice with the grill, you know. And I know that grill looks like hell right now, guys, but bear with me, trust me, when it gets mounted on the front of the truck, you won't be able to tell it was in that bad of shape, because it's paper thin right there. Paper thin. Yeah, he sold the USA 1 company, basically. He held it for 20-some years, and back a few years back, he went into negotiations with someone that was throwing on vintage monster truck shows and events, and he brought out the 2 USA 1 trucks, because that was all was left, was the 2 main ones, and he started doing exhibitions with it, and the guy bought the name of USA 1, and he built a brand new USA 1 race truck, and supposedly the end of the deal with that is the new guy takes possession of the old equipment, takes possession of the old trucks. And I'm sorry, I would not get rid of my original. I just wouldn't do it. You know, that and Dennis Anderson aggravates the piss out of me, because he's got the first panel wagon Gravedigger 1950 Ford panel van, which he runs a Chevy body now, and it is sitting out in front of the digger's dungeon with pipes holding it up. And he's got the original dump truck 572 block, or 454 block. He turned into a 572. Man, he could redo that thing and put it in a damn museum. That's where it needs to be. It don't need to rust in peace. It don't need to rust in peace. Not in my opinion. You know, What's y'all's opinion on that? We all need to go see Dennis Anderson over at Digger's Dungeon. Tell him to go fucking either eat a big old bowl of Dixon rice or fix that damn truck. Fix that damn truck. The Chevy body's cool, but man, the original Digger with that boxy old 1950 Ford panel van shit, delivery, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Excuse my language. It was awesome. Yeah, I do feel strongly about that because he needs to fix the damn truck. It's there. It still exists. It's on the frame. Yeah, I'm not talking about the 50 mud truck because he restored the frickin' 50s mud truck and it sits at his place running and driving. But that is one of the most iconic. That's next to Bigfoot. You know, as far as getting iconic. You know, kids liked Bigfoot, they liked Gravedigger, you know. There's a few of them I liked. You know, and back in the day, monster trucks were, they were more, not so much a race thing. They were big, slow beasts. But they were a show. They all had flip front ends and the beds come up and all kind of crap. But you can see the original, if you go look up Gravedigger stuff, you can see the original Gravedigger at his place. I researched it because I have the kit and I'm going to build the kit. I also have a Bigfoot kit I'm going to build. But the Bigfoot kit I want, I can't find. Hey man, what's going on? I want the mid-80s Bigfoot. They had the early 80s Ford truck F-150 that a lot of us think about. Not the original Bigfoot. The one after it. Because they didn't have one body. They skipped a body style. They had that body style. They skipped this body style. And then the next body style was, you know, kind of a squared off. AMT just released the dually version of the king cab of the truck. It's a silver box art now. That's the one I want. Yeah, Bigfoot 4. I think so. I don't know, but let's see. I'll get the box art for the one here. Okay. Found my USA 1 box here. Found my USA 1 box. Okay. Alright. This is the one that I have. Which is the next step up from the one that I want. The one that I want is the last actual real truck. It had the same paint scheme as this, but it was a real truck and it had a flip front end. The engine was still mounted in the front of the truck. This is a cool kit. I think Fast Jimmy's got one coming toward him, and I hope you build it, brother. If you don't, send that fucker to me, because I will definitely screw it up. This is the USA 1 thing. And, you know, the box art leaves a lot to be desired, and that's why I didn't really gravitate towards this truck. I'll be a son of a bitch. You see this picture right here? I watched him do that car crush on the internet last night. I didn't even realize it. That's a modern day picture of him doing that at an exhibition show. I'll be damned, I didn't even realize that. But yeah, the kit is really long. You know, it has its moldings on the side, the 1500 moldings. It has that. You know, it does not have the tonneau cover, which I've never built one, so I'm not going to do it at the moment. Although I am going to keep the the roll bar loose. So in case I am able to figure out how to do it, I will. I'll build it and put it on there. But yeah, the truck's going to look a lot different from the box. It's just going to be more detailed. They put that shitty little small block in there, you know, and just not going to do it. I'm not going to put up that shit. Okay, let's see. You bought one? Yeah, well, they're starting to get hard to find. The cool thing about the USA 1 is the damn suspension parts. This stuff here. This stuff here. Which can be transferred over to just about anything you want to put it on. If you do not want to build this truck. Or you could use that frame, the whole frame, this thing here, and put it on a later or earlier model truck. You know? And turn that into a truck there. Well, there's a guy that's building a Blazer, a Chevy Blazer, a mid-70s Blazer. It was a monster truck kit, early 80s one from Revell, and it had plastic toy tires in it from a car. And he ordered some USA 1 wheels. Or something very similar to USA 1 wheels that he's going to be putting on it, and I can't wait to see his update video. He just did an update video last night on some other stuff he was doing, and I can't wait to see it. There's another guy doing a mud bog rail truck type thing, which is really cool. It looks really cool, man. I can't wait to see what he's doing there. We also got Badass Bowties doing a pulling truck and a sand rail. He's doing 2 of them. I got a kid. He's not posting videos. He's only posting on Facebook because I don't think he's ever done a video before. But he's customizing the Blazing Bison kit, and he said he's not really a scratch builder, and he's never really done anything like this before, and he's going to try. So my hat's off to him. I hope he does a great job at it, and you know, I just want to see him get it done. He hit me up with a bunch of messages on Facebook last night asking me questions about it, and you know, that's why I created the Facebook page. Some of you guys don't want to make videos, and I understand that. It's not easy to sit here and run your cocksucker for an hour, you know, or talk and be fluid with what you say. Sometimes it just don't work out that way. Some people, when the camera goes on, their personality goes off, or they get nervous, or they get chalked up, you know. My job in life is to stand in front of a microphone and talk to hundreds of people, you know. That's what I do. I just stand there and talk. Moonshine runner, thinking about it. A moonshine runner, huh? Or have you joined the build off we're talking about here? Well, it's not really a build off, it's a community build. There's a difference. There's no prizes, you know. There's no prizes in this. Now we got the Street Outlaws build coming up on the 11th is when it starts, and that is a long-term build for CT Speed Shop. And anyway, that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do that. You know, which I'm going to do is a long-term short. I'm going to do, no, I like tater tot. I like chocolate milk. I'm gonna do it too, but I don't know. You're not really a car modeler. Oh man, no sweat. You know, I build one-to-one cars and motorcycles, but I love painting and creating and doing this. So, you know, it just kind of caught on. It's something I've done my whole life. You're never too old to start, and never too old to get better at it. But use it for what it's for. We're here to entertain you, and you don't have to build. You just have to watch, right? So watch our builds and enjoy. I know I've been doing a lot of these live streams here lately, guys, and my idea is to get my room straight and everything that I'm doing right now, and to actually start live streaming from there and give you people better content for when vehicles are finished. Instead of showing you that a quick little thing, I can show you a slideshow or something better than that. I'm working on doing that for you guys because I've been slacking like that for many years, and I can't do that no more. I'm going to hook you guys up. Let me read some comments. That's right, keep moving forward, who knows. On Facebook, there's a guy that uses 72. I'm just reading y'all's comments. But yeah, I found out what those old shows were. It's TNT Motorsports, TNT Monster Truck Motorsports, and some shit. I have a 1957 Chevrolet. Right now, I've got a 1954 Mercury two-door hardtop Monterey, which was honestly my father's car, and he's the one that had it restored many years ago, and it's still in wonderful shape, and it's in storage. I also have an 86 IROC Z with like 600 horsepower, and I have a hearse. That was my girlfriend. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk out and smoke a cigarette with you guys and lean up against one of those cars. If I could. But as you see, my car is like right now, it's just been sitting. I'm ashamed of it. Yeah, you're supposed to turn around, man. There she is. Just sitting. Just sitting. But yeah, man, them 1-to-1s are fun. They're expensive though. But yeah, models, you know, I love them. There's something about it that when you create it and it doesn't look like a toy anymore. You know, it goes from looking like a piece of plastic to some kind of high-class collectible, you know. Ooh, I hear you there. You want to build a 67 Chevelle Chevy Pro Street for the... They got a couple of good kits out right now. AMT's got one out right now that's pretty good. But there's a couple of versions of that kit. That's a repop from AM... No, it's a new tooling from AMT. The gold one. And it's pretty good. There's also a couple out there from Revell. They're very nice kits. You know, and everything in there works good, you know. It all fits together good. It's good for builders that don't really do a lot of scratch building. Give you, you know, a good product. I built it years ago, but it didn't have glass, and I ended up, you know, doing something with it. Let me go back in, because it's hot out here. It's gonna kill me. Yeah, man, take it easy. You have a good time. And thank you for tuning in to the show here.
Our first guest this evening.
Yeah, you're working on my Orange Blossom special, you mean? You're working on mine? Because you are going to send that fucker to me, right? You're going to... I know you're going to send that fucker to me. I know. Why do I look so terrible today? I got this terrible beard. I'm going bald. I'm overweight. So, I think enough time has passed. I can show you guys the USA 1 body painted. So, one moment. So, nothing special. Nothing special. Model Master Classic White. It's hard to tell that it's been painted because it came in white styrene. This has no clear over it, of course. The decals will be going over it shortly, and then I'll start the detailing process of the truck. There's no fit issues with the kit. There are things wrong, like the wrong engine and certain things like that, but I can do everything I need to do to this body and set it aside. I've already, as you see, I've already cut out the front, and maybe if I am gentle, if I'm gentle, I can put this in the front there. Okay, look at there. That'll give you an idea of what it's gonna look like here. Now, what do I do with that engine? Okay, so there you go. You can see how you can see that engine in there. That's going to come out very well. It's going to look very, very nice. I'm going to like it. But, and after I get through, I feel like I need a rite of passage. I feel like I need to build one of these old school boys and maybe find a couple of more of them and, build a couple of old school stuff. And then we'll go to the new school stuff. I don't think they're doing many new school kits out of the monster trucks right now, except for Lindbergh. You always have problems with spraying white. Try the Model Master Classic White. I don't know if I have it right offhand, but it's Model Master Classic White. It sprays very nice. That's what all my white that I have right now is done in. The Tester's White sucks unless you use the one coat metallic lacquer. That works good. But the Model Master one coat white, no, I think it's lacquer. If you want me to get off my ass again, I'll go get it for you and show you. It sprays very well, sprays smooth. Lacquer. She's a lacquer. That's what one dyke said to another. She's a lacquer. From Boston. Yeah, here it is. It's a custom lacquer, and it's $6. It's almost $7 for it, but it's ready to be clear, wet sanded and clear coated in 2 hours. Number on it is 28131. This stuff sprays very nice. Now their black lacquer, I wouldn't hit a hog in the ass with that. It ain't worth a shit. But I like lacquers personally, because lacquers, some people, and people don't weather in lacquers anymore, but if you want the best weathering you can possibly get a hang of how to weather with lacquer. It's tough, but wow, it looks good. It looks good. But I'm working on, I got to clean up this table here. Let's see. Got to tap this thing till the friggin' messages come up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that classic white will do good for you. It sprays very well. It's a very nice spraying product. If I got to spray something white from now on, that's what I'm using, is that classic white. It holds decals well, it holds clear well. Well, matter of fact, this is classic white, and this was right over the styrene. I put this right over the styrene, or maybe I didn't. I think I did. I think I put it right over the styrene on this one, because it was white, and I just wet sanded it nice. And I wet sanded the body before I put the styrene or put the paint on it too. But white and black can be tough. Red can be tough sometimes. I just sprayed Jimmy's car red, and I'm proud of it. It looks good. Yeah, that's what that is. That's Model Master Classic White with the decals and Tester's Wet Look Clear over it, which I'm going to 2-part clear when I can find it. That stuff is awesome, but it's just finding it's the key. I'm also going to be weathering the truck. not weathering like beating it up, but weathering the tires and stuff. I think it's gonna look pretty good, man. I've been watching more and more USA One stuff, and you know, I see people build cars all the time, and they get so much stuff wrong because they're guessing. Man, you know, Google Images is one of your good friends, but also if you're building a very popular race car or just a very popular car in general, watch some films on YouTube. There is so much there. I learned so much from watching. If I'd have never watched anything about USA One, I probably would have put a big block in it because it had a small block. But that would have been about it. I'd have got everything else wrong. You know, I'd have painted the trim on the side and had the trim on the side and everything. If you look at this truck, it has no trim on the side. All the trim has been deleted from this truck, because that's how the original truck was. It was a plain body in white. There was no, 1500, with all the crap on it. All that was gone, and it's gone on this one. And it's going to remain gone, because once you sand that shit off, it don't come back. But, yeah, man, watching that orange blossom, watching that orange blossom special is pretty. I've watched quite a few videos on that thing, and what the guy would do. If y'all haven't seen the orange blossom special or know what it is, look at this guy's video and you can see the build. But it was a 2-wheel drive pull truck, driven with the brakes. Is how that thing was driven. And what he'd do is he'd hook that sucker up, and he'd get it taut, and then he'd slowly give it gas, and it would lift up like that. And once it was up, then he'd pour the coals to that fucker, and she'd start going. And she went down the track up in the air like that, and he's driving with the brakes, one brake on each side, like they do the pulling the tractors. But that is a cool truck. There's also a truck out there, a monster truck with just the big wheels on the back, small wheels on the front, and he only did it once or twice. He did that just to do something different. I forget the name of the guy, but it's a burgundy truck. But he did it, and the truck went up there like that, and it did the same thing. It lifted up, and he, pulled it, and it just looked cool. It was something different to do. Also, today's program is brought to you by Red Bull. It gives you wings, and it gives you a lot of energy to talk. This can's about that full, and it's starting to get hot, and I don't like hot cans of Red Bull, so if you'd pardon me. Okay, I'm just kidding. But if y'all really want to laugh, so this is the grill from Fast Jimmy 71's car. Now, I know he wanted to do it all in one color, but I'm trying an experiment. I'm going to have to black out the grill and black out some other things on the car. I don't think it's going to look terrible. And it may look quite nice. I don't know. I got to polish that up yet. It's that rub and buff style stuff. That's actually from Testors out of the can. I haven't really used it before and been successful, so I figured I'd give it a try. And it's an enamel instead of a lacquer, so it will go in the purple pond and go away quite easily. Yeah, man, I love that Orange Blossom Special, and I'm going to get me one of those kits one day. They're just too expensive right now. And I love when AMT re-releases stuff, because like I said in my last video, I saw that damn Pawpaw truck that Peter built, or whatever it is. Man, they were selling that thing $200, $300, $400 online, mint condition, whatever, been open, $250, and then they re-released it. And the best part about the re-release is it took time for them to re-release it. They released the truck, the race truck, and the kit's kind of shitty on that because it's the old repop. But they couldn't release the hauler because there was pisses. The truck was pissing. But they couldn't release it because there were pieces and parts and molds that were destroyed. So they had to redo the mold. So now, for $50, you get a whole new remolded truck with all the bullshit took out of it. And new decals. So fuck them. I ain't no collector, I'm a builder. Okay, what do we got? I really want to get that Blazing Bison tractor because I have a ton of ideas. I tell you what, you send me the Orange Blossom Special, I'll send you the tractor. Just kidding. That tractor's been released and it's pretty common. You know, I got mine off of Facebook, but go on Round 2 Models AMT, order that sucker and have it sent to you. I noticed they're redoing the Hurst Olds, the new one they just released, into another car, like more of a hot rod. That's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. But I better plug that phone back up on. I have been, you know, just getting this stuff ready. I haven't posted anything to Facebook yet, but I'm going to. I do not like that paint that I used on this, so you know, I'm gonna try some different stuff. I have this chrome pen here, and just try something here. I don't even know if it'll even show up over the top of painted surfaces, so it'll be an experiment for all of us. No, not really. Not really. That's gonna have to be cleaned off and redone. I don't like that at all. Plus, I need the blower straps. I got to find that stuff that Scale Junkie 73. That's his name, I think. Did. Well, you're not gonna find it at the hobby store. Usually, it's not there. Hey man, how's it going, John? But yeah, just order that fucker online, man. That's the easiest way to do it, and then you ain't got to worry about it no more. I opened up the USA 1 decals. There's your decals, and there's your headlights. I'm just going to use these two set back inside that grill, and I may use these other amber ones, but I don't know. It looks kind of dickish, but you know, not many decals with this, but they're nice decals, and I'm sure they're gonna lay down very well. I'm gonna like them. You know, it's gonna do what needs to be done, and I'm gonna be working on some other monster truck stuff and some other tractor pullers. I want to build a pulling car out of a NASCAR. That's something I want to do, and a Chevy truck. But the NASCARs have those big wheels, big wheel wells, and they're already flared out. You could build one hell of a pulling car out of that. You know, four-wheel drive pulling car. I think it'd be cool. I keep get people tune in and then they leave, and I see that every time, and I wonder if it's something that I said or something I did that makes them, you know, not want to hang out with me. Was it? I mean, did I fart? I actually really don't give a shit. You almost want to do a pulling semi? I see. You know what I saw? Here's another idea for you, another tip. I saw a guy build a semi, and he used monster truck wheels, but he used 1/32 monster truck wheels on that semi, which is smaller, much smaller than the ones that we currently are using for the 124th, and it looked awesome. It looked killer with the 1/32 wheels on there. And if you're gonna do a semi, man, they made pulling semis. I mean, I seen one the other day. It looked almost like a stock truck, but you could probably. There's a Ford out there that's got 2 engines, and it's a pulling truck that's really cool. I don't know the damn name of it, But that was a real cool truck, a real cool pulling truck. Fast Jimmy, are you still in here? Well, I guess that answers my question. So, that's really cool. The pulling truck, man. That's a awesome idea. I want to do like either the Ford. Hey, man. If you go on my on our builders page for the tractor pull, which I don't understand why you have to go to. Yeah, it's Budweiser Boss. That's it, baby. The Budweiser Boss. Yeah. That's the Ford I'm talking about. Bad ass. And they make a wrecker kit and a Ford truck kit that you could use to do that with. But I was going to say something. Bud Boss, that's it. Yeah. The late 60s trucks. No, I got it. If you go to my page, our builders page, for some reason you have to go to visitors posts in order to see the stuff that was posted. On my last year's Street Outlaws page, it was not like that. It was, you posted and went up there, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. And y'all let me know, should I start a new page, or should I just use the original Street Outlaws page that's already up, that people are already on? Let me know. But if you go to the puller page, there'll be a blue Ford truck. It's a mid-70s blue Ford pulling truck. I do not like Fords that much. Matter of fact, let's see, page, not a group. Ah, okay. I got you. And sorry about that, because I did it on the fly. I apologize for that. So I guess what I need to do is download y'all's pictures and then repost them. And I wonder if I can change that to a group. Anyway. I don't really like Fords that much, although I seem to have a lot of them. I don't like newer Fords at all. I don't like mid-80s Fords, but I love the Fords from the 50s and back, and I do love some of the Ford trucks from the 70s and stuff. Now, I have the Firestone Ford truck, which happens to be a wonderfully polished turd. I mean, it's a piece of shit, but you can make it look good. Especially if you want to go the pulling truck route, and I would love to make that into a step side pulling truck. I think that would be awesome, and I may do it. I very well may do it. But yeah, it's pretty bad. It's tough to make that truck look good. You basically got to do like I did with the MPC Roadrunner. The only thing I used from that MPC Roadrunner was the glass, the bumpers, and the body. Everything else was from out of the Dirty Donnie Pro Street Coronet. That's what you got to do, I started this new project, and I'm almost done with it. Been working on it. Just wanted to kind of surprise you guys with it. Did a lot of scratch building. I don't know where I got the engine from. I can't remember, but I put all the fuel lines in there, and it took me a while to do the fuel lines. I hand built the roll cage. I put the padding on the roll cage. I hand made the little shifter in there, which took me a few little tries. It also has a little thing coming off of it. I hand built the exhaust there. Did the tires and the wheelie bars, and I think it's come out really well. I put my little nitrous model right there, and I got all the cage in there where it should be, and I put a magneto on it, and I've done a real good job with this. I'm very proud of it. But there's only one thing that aggravates me about it is I didn't build this. This is Jimmy's. This is the chassis for the Nova that Jimmy sent me, and what a car, man. But I just got it sitting over there on the shelf in the case there to keep it from getting damaged. And he did a hell of a job on this. I wish my camera was a little better for you guys to see how good it is. But it's very, very, very good. I mean, Jimmy's a heck of a builder, man. And I like that he started using 100 gauge rod, because the 100 gauge rod is much more accurate. You know, it looks good, and he's got some diamond plate down in there. Love that engine. I love that chicken from Popeyes too.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Yeah, when I got out of jail, my old man says he picked me up. You know, and I was gone for almost 2 years. He picks me up and he says, "What you want? What you want to do?" And they'd been running a Popeyes chicken commercial every day for about 8 months. It was a shrimp po' boy. And I'd been eating green bologna, you know, and stale bread with water, or coffee, but it was water. I said, take my ass to Popeyes. I ate 3 of those and got diarrhea, but it was great. It was great. It was great. But that's the first thing I did was go eat, because all the food was, well, you know, I don't even have to go into all that. But I'm going to, spray the wheels next on this thing. I've de-chromed the center caps, because they are de-chromed in the thing there. Not the first thing you'd be thinking about. It is the first thing you'd be thinking about in terms of, you know, you don't get fed. It's shit. You know, it was for me anyway. So I wanted to eat first because I was so hungry. And I'd been watching that damn commercial for fucking 8 months or so, just blaring at me. You know, because they'd put it, the assholes would serve chow and put it on the Food Network. You know? So I got Rachel Ray spritzing a fucking salad, you know, and I'm eating green bologna and toenails from, you know, Vic the Vega. You know? Baby, you've been eating chicken. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat yard bird. I don't eat yard bird. I don't eat fried chicken. You know, there's, you know, I don't know, I'm picky. I'm picky. But, my girlfriend, you know, she does. Like, I don't eat chicken. My girlfriend loves chicken. I love seafood. My girlfriend hates it. You know, I grew up on the water. You know, there was a lot of times where I live where we went out and caught our dinner. You know, shrimp. And because, you know, when I went to California and stuff, they'd say, "Oh, you live in Mississippi, huh?" I said, "Yep." "Well, you must have grew up on collard greens and pork bellies and pig's feet and chitlins." I said, "No, man, we were poor. We were poor, man. We ate shrimp and blue crab and mullet and, you know, oysters and, you know, sushi and all this shit." Let's see. Got many dreams popping in here. Let's see. I don't know what that means, but how's it going, Minnie? It's good to see you popping in here. I know my stream's a little different from how you do yours. You're usually at your bench. I can't get to mine. Not much for seafood. Well, you know, I grew up, you know, on the water, so it's different. I worked in a chicken processing plant where we processed chickens. They came in the back in a truck with feathers on them, and they left as chicken nuggets. So I don't really like eating chicken that much, you know. But yeah, Minnie, I was just showing everybody the work I did on this car here, which I didn't do at all because it's Jimmy's car. I don't know how long you'd been in here, but I've been showing off some stuff and just running my mouth at everything that's been going on. Yeah, I was watching you do that stuff, man. It was cool. I was thinking about trying to do a pulling truck and painting it like a lowrider. Yeah, I made you want a po' boy yesterday because I got a shrimp po' boy. Yeah, shrimp po' boy is $5. I did tell that beggar to fuck off yesterday. I sure did, because he was. I could tell he was drunk already. You know. That's why I did that. Yeah, that shrimp po' boy was $5. It was about that big, you know. Seafood around here is very plentiful, very cheap. Just on an average day, just for fun, or just like on a Saturday when I'm working at the bar. Well, you know, let's see. Oh, we'll cook, you know, fried shrimp, you know. Sometimes we'll boil shrimp, boil crawfish, boil crabs, you know. It's just the nature of where we live. Biloxi was a big fishing town, you know, and we did pretty good there for years. Well, you know, eat a dick if you're getting hungry. But yeah, man, I was thinking, Manny, I know you was talking about painting that 409 Lindbergh car as a lowrider and stuff. What would you think about like a Ford truck? I know you did a couple of Ford trucks. The Ford truck step side painted like a lowrider, but it's a pulling truck, you know, with the pulling tires. And that would be freaking cool, I think, man. I've been trying to get you to get in on this build, and I keep throwing ideas at you, but I know you're not going to bite. I know. Well, I don't want no mountain oysters. I don't want no mountain. I got 2 of them in my britches now. I ain't never ate them. I don't want no mountain oysters. But, yeah, I'm probably going to do a pulling truck, after the monster truck here, which is starting to come along, and you know, I'm not the crazy scratch builder like Mini Dreams or Jimmy, you know, but I get it done. Yeah, 3 months is what I said, Minnie, but you know me, I'm not going to go, hey, it's been 3 months and you put 2 months work in that thing, screw it, throw it away. You know, what it takes is what it takes. I just want to see people, get in there, you know. I said it because some people like to set themselves down and they want to do it this way and give themselves a time limit. But yeah, man, that's something I'm gonna try a lowrider paint job, or lowrider like a panel paint job. That's what it's called, a panel paint job. I'm gonna try one of those for a truck that I want to build, a pulling truck. I've got the body and the rear bed. I need to come up with a frame, and I think I'm gonna use the plow truck for the frame. So it's going to be a Chevy frame and a Ford body, but it's going to be a mix match thing that I'm building, and I'm going to try a panel paint job on it. I don't know. I'm not the lowrider guy. I know you hadn't been doing a lot of lowriders here lately, but you're really good at that lowrider stuff. Oh, and to show you, I don't know how long you've been in here, bub, but it held the clear, and it's going through the polishing process now. So the Classic Plastic Appreciation build is almost done. I've got a little bit to do on the roof of the car and a little bit to do on the trunk. I've got the rear end out right now. And let me tell you guys, while I got the rear end out, the big thing about these NASCARs when y'all build them is they always sit too low in the ass. This is my fix for that. What I do, since you're not going to see it, is there's a piece of styrene that goes, that's where the shocks will go, or the springs. And I put that piece of styrene right across right here. Right now this one still needs to be trimmed. And instead of the shocks going down inside the frame, or the springs, they stop right there. And what that does is gives you the perfect ride height for the car. So if you ever build one of these old school Monogram Revell NASCARs and it's sitting low in the ass and it's just, you can't, it's aggravating you, that's the trick. You put a piece of styrene right there and she'll sit like she needs to and give you a good stance for the car, because the stance is everything. You could build that sucker and it be, you know, the best Mini Dreams has ever built and the best Jimmy's ever built, but if the stance is wrong, it just takes away from so much of the car, you know. And those guys know that. Jimmy and Mini are big on how the stance of the car is, the rake of the car, or whatever particular style of car they're doing. They're big on that, and that attention to detail does a lot for the display of the car and how it sits. That's a big part of it. Modeling, you know, it's modeling. You're modeling something, so it's got to look good, right? It's like a model. That is just a for sale sign. The more expensive for sale sign, so it's a little thicker. Yeah, the stance can kill a look, and that's why I'm big on trying to get my stance where it needs to be, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but it's all in how you look at it. It's all about the look, baby. Now look at this. I'm kidding. Not really, but I'm kidding, okay? But yeah, I can see why people have made videos going, that guy's always doing something fucking ignorant. That fucking guy, he's always doing something stupid. I know I am, and it's okay, guys. I'm aware of the ignorance. I'm aware of the ignorance. No, see, at Walmart they have for sale signs. They got really cheap ones, real small, flex, thin ones, and they're good for making stuff that's got a curve. And they also have some that are a little bit bigger that cost about $3 or $4, and the sign is thick. It's a thicker sign, and it's good for building stuff with structural, that needs some structural, some ass to it. And that's what I use for all that stuff. But I'm going to go out here and smoke, but I'm also going to check. I sprayed the axles outside with a spray can because it don't really matter. And I think they came out good. Oh yeah, they're nice and dry. And I used their gold. So I used... believe it or not, I used Inca Gold because the gold that I got for it, it didn't cut it. It was way too dark, because some of those golds actually have like a copper flake in it, and if they sit for a long time, the copper will oxidize inside the paint and it becomes really dark, like way too dark. But the gold on the actual truck looked like a cheap spray can gold, you know. And the heck, I'm not going to look at that now, because I've got, no wonder that thing ain't doing it. Okay. But, I used the Inca Gold, and I'm going to spray it with some flat after I detail everything. And I think it'll work out fine. I've been, trying to talk Minnie into sending me about 6 or 8 of his builds for free, you know, because... it's the kind of guy I am. I like to get free stuff, and I like for people. You know, never mind. I ain't even gonna get into. That's a joke, just done very badly. But no, Manny, I like the idea of you raffling off something, because it gives a guy like me a chance to win it. Because I can't really necessarily afford one of your builds. I mean, because they're overpriced for me. I'm not saying that they're overpriced in general. What I'm saying is it's out of my price range. In order to spend for it. So it would give me a chance for $5 or $10 or whatever you were talking about to actually own one, and be able to put it on my shelf, I think that would probably catch on better, because a lot of us in the community would like to have one of your builds, and I definitely know that I want to get one day from you to put into my wall of fame there I got. Because Jimmy's on the wall. So far on my wall of fame, I've got, from other builders, I've got Fast Jimmy 71. I got a car from him, 2 from him. I've got 2 from Dr. Cranky. I've got 1 from CT. I got 1 from Styrene Junkie 73. And they're kind of their own little cool little thing. And one of these days, I will get one from you, Minnie. When I can get one that's affordable, you know what I mean? And that's why I was saying with the thing there. Yeah, see, that's really gold, right? It's the same gold I used on Jimmy's tribute build that I built and gave to him. But once you dull it down with dull coat and do all the detail on it, it'll all kind of sink in. Man, making these axles look like one piece was a son of a bitch. But I got it done. Yeah, the Inca Gold is a nice color. That's another one of them colors. It sprays out really well, man. And I've been, like I said, there we go. I've been experimenting with it. I want to get a 454 is a 572. It's just all in what you call it. But I've been wanting to get some of those 572 valve covers. I think 8-Second Speed Shop molds a set of them, I think. And Minnie might even have a set molded. I'm not sure. Minnie molds a lot of stuff, and he's pretty good at doing it. And I know you sell stuff from time to time there, Minnie. And I might get with you on that and get some of your stuff from you, some of your resin stuff, if you still sell it from time to time. But I'm still looking for a Ross Gibson engine. I believe the man passed away, and there'll be no more built. But before he passed away, he had a twin turbo 572. Yeah, I'm looking to get a set of those valve covers, because I want to put them on this. Even though the original truck kind of had these stock looking 454 valve covers are kind of short, and I want to do one that's tall, like the tall valve covers. That, and I gotta order some seatbelt material for some blower straps, because I cannot find the stuff that I had. It's here somewhere, and I'll find it eventually. I certainly will, Minnie. I certainly will. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Now they paint them red, right? They paint them red with the whatever on the valve cover there. They do it in a different color. But yeah, basically the truck that I'm doing is the actual truck that's sitting in the Monster Truck Museum. But it's not going to be a race ready truck, so I may do a few things here and there. I just want to make the truck look good, and I want, when people look inside of it, they'll see that it's no longer the small block, but they'll think 454 because it doesn't say 572 on the damn valve cover. But it's only the bore and the stroke that makes it a 572. That's the reality of it. But I remember guys thinking that let's see, I think Minnie sells some of them from time to time.